Hey y'all, it's N9NA here. Super glad that you have decided to join me for another video. As you've seen by the title, today we are going to be working on a Sims creation, and I am going to be giving you guys a little bit of a story time. So, the story time is going to be talking about my little fire accident that I had last week, which in hindsight could have been really bad. So if you want to hear more about that, go ahead and get a snack and a drink real quick, get comfy, and just get ready to hang out. Hey y'all, editing Nina hopping in here real quick just with a note. I had some issues with getting the game to actually record at the same time as me telling the story, hence why you're just seeing me tell the story while the game just kind of plays in the background. So that way you have something to watch while you listen to me talk. But with that, it also ended up cutting off the very end of my Sims creator. So I made sure to go ahead and re-record me actually going through all of the outfits that I finalized. So make sure you stay until the very end so that way we can see how our cute little Sims creation looks. But outside of that, just keep watching. I have a little glass over here filled with some Sprite and boxed wine. So if you want to get one of those drinks, I recommend. I will just go ahead and kind of give you guys a bit of the down low as to what led up to the fire. So I have little notes up here to keep me on track, so if you see me looking back and forth, that's why. So last week I had my friends Sam and Alexis come over. Shout out to my Coven bitches. Love y'all. But they came over last week on, I think it was Thursday, for a new moon ritual. And typically with our rituals, with our moon rituals, we'll always make like little candles. Let me actually show you. So we usually use candles that are about this big for our spell work. And we go ahead and cover every candle in wax and herbs according to what we're trying to do during that ritual. With this ritual in particular, my intent was to really start focusing on my intuition and starting to strengthen my psychic abilities and just kind of tapping into like that sixth sense kind of thing. So I had one of those little candles for that, and then I had a more like proper like candlestick that all three of us had one of our own. So that was our new moon specific candle. And the irony that my intent was to focus on my intuition, but that's a little bit later. So we hang out for a few hours, and all of our candles are put onto this metal plate that I have. That is, it's pretty decent sized plate. It's got tiny little feet on it that are again metal, and the plate is kind of it's a little curved so that there's a bit of a lip on it, and whatever candle wax is on there isn't going to automatically just drip off of it. So typically when we're doing the ritual candles, we'll stick all of them onto this plate, and it's usually just those 3 little candles, so there's not a whole lot of excess wax and herbs left over after our ritual. However, because all 3 of us had 2 candles apiece, it ended up legit filling up my entire plate. So at the end of the night, when Sam and Alexis left, I was left with a plate of still burning wax that had still leftover herbs in it from our ritual. As I've said 10 times already, every time I say the word ritual, take a shot. Fun game. Anyways, so they leave, I'm getting ready for bed around 11 or 12, and every time there's leftover wax on the plate and it's still burning, I'll go ahead and bring it into my room so that way I can kind of keep an eye on it. And I ended up putting it onto this little shelving unit that I have. It's only about 3.5 feet tall, and I keep like all the cat stuff on it. I have a couple of decor items on top, and I brought it in there and I went ahead and set it on. And what's weird is that during me getting everything set up in my bedroom, I was making sure that I moved the painting that the canvas painting that I have. I made sure to move that to the side because in my head I was like, oh, well, you know, if anything happens, like if my canvas falls over or whatever, it won't fall over into the flame. And then I made sure that the plate was far enough away from the wall so that way, again, if the flames got too big, they wouldn't catch onto a kimono that I have hanging up on my wall. That was my great-grandma's, but anyways, extra details you don't need to know. So the fact that like I was having those thoughts along with the thought of maybe I should go ahead and put out this flame tonight before I go to bed, all of those thoughts passed through my mind before I actually went to bed. And that's where the irony comes in, because I was working on listening to my intuition more. I ignored it, and at about 2:50 in the morning, guess who got woken up by their fire alarm? To a very smoky bedroom. Me. And that shit was terrifying. So when I woke up to the fire alarm, everything just kind of started happening really fucking fast. So from the time that I woke up from the fire alarm, I woke up just knowing that it was an alarm, and I recognized that it wasn't like any of the regular alarms that I set. And so at first I wake up confused, and then I noticed that my room is kind of bright, and then I realized that there's smoke everywhere. And so this happens within split seconds. So it's not like I'm like laying in my bed waking up like what kind of alarm is this? You know, like I hopped up when that alarm started going off. But when I had woken up and jumped out of bed, my comforter followed me out of jumping out of the bed, and I like instantly locked eyes on the plate that was fucking burning up in flames. So I have like this weird little vanity in my bedroom that's literally just a sink. I don't know why. It's a sink and a mirror and like, you know, there's a little cupboard underneath it, but it's not like I have a full bathroom in my bedroom, but that's besides the point. So in my brain, my first thought was, of course, I need to put this fire out. So just working on instinct, I ran over to the shelf and I picked up the plate, not realizing how hot it was going to be. And I burnt 4 of my fingers on my left hand. And apparently I had burnt a little bit of 3 of my fingers on my right hand. Thankfully not nowhere as bad as my left hand, but when I picked up the plate, I registered the pain really fast, so I ended up dropping the plate, still filled with burning wax that is on fire. And so I dropped the plate, the wax spreads across my carpet, and you remember how I said my comforter followed me? Well, my comforter caught on fire as well. So I'm freaking out, and I thankfully had a bunch of water bottles in my bedroom. I usually had like 3, 4, 5 at a time in there, just in case the girl gets thirsty during the night, you know? I don't want to come all the way out here to get some water in the middle of the night out of my comfy bed. Nay. I just keep water bottles in there. So, I was too scared to, there's where my front door is, right outside there is a fire extinguisher provided by my apartment complex, but 1, I've never used a fire extinguisher before. 2, I was only in a t-shirt. And 3, I was barefoot, so I was kind of concerned about breaking the glass to get to the fire extinguisher. I already burnt my fingers. There was just a lot going on. I wasn't thinking, you know, like in that second. I knew I had water bottles in my bedroom, so I went and I uncapped the water bottles and I just started squirting the water everywhere. So thankfully I was able to get the fire out, no problem. My comforter did not make it. And I have a huge wax spot on my carpet that I either need to somehow get out before my lease is up, or just eat the security deposit, which I would prefer not to do. My plan with the plate when I had picked it up was to go ahead and toss it into the vanity that I have and then turn on the sink, you know, easy peasy. And you know, after I dropped it onto the floor, that's when everything else went up. And then after that, I was just like, I'm fully over it. After I had actually put out the flames and knew that there was no more active flames going on, my fire alarm is still going off at this time, and mind you, by this time it's like just about 3 a.m. on a Friday. So while I'm still like freaking out about the fire in my apartment, I am now worried about my neighbors all waking up, hearing the fire alarm, them calling 911, and I'm just like, bro, I don't need to deal with this tonight. So as soon as I noticed that the fire in my bedroom was out, I turned off my fire alarm real quick, and I was just so amped up. I was hauling ass through my apartment, okay? So the smoke was starting to come out into the living room because my bedroom window was closed. And so I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and open up my back window, or my back door, you know, real quick, so that way I can just have everything start airing out. And so I go turn off the fire alarm really quickly, and then as I'm hauling ass to go open up my back door so that the smoke that's still in my apartment doesn't trigger the fire alarm again, I fucking slip and ate shit, dude. I ate shit really goddamn hard, and I guess I don't know when it happened, but I had another, like, I have a throw blanket that I slept with along with my comforter. When I had jumped out of my bed initially, the comforter just fell next to my bed, but my throw blanket followed me out into my hallway, and so I ended up slipping on that, and it went down hella hard. And so like, I just remember, like, again, all of this is happening really, really fast, okay? So after I fall, like, in my head, I'm just like, God damn it, Nana, you gotta get up. You can't stay on the ground here. You gotta get up, open up your window, air out your apartment. So I get up real quick, like nothing happened, and then, you know, got the back door open, alarms didn't go off anymore, and I was able to air out my apartment. But after that, I was just so shooken up, and I truly, honestly, my ego was hurt more than anything at that time, because I just felt so stupid for making such a dumb-ass mistake. Like, that could have been so much worse than it was. Apparently, from what I can tell what happened, the shelf that I had the metal plate on, it's wood, and it's not like a heavy duty wood. But one moment. It's not a heavy duty wood at all. And after talking to my mom, she let me know that if the metal gets hot enough, that it can actually ignite what's underneath it. And I didn't realize that. Or, like, I guess I didn't think that would apply in my situation, because I've used the plate so many times before. But then again, it's never been that much wax burning for that amount of time. So usually whenever we do these candles, like, all of the wax is pretty much burnt up by the time my friends leave. And, like, by the time I go to bed, the flames are out. Really, it was just my shelving unit got way too hot and decided to fucking go up in flames. So I am, again, just really fucking thankful that it wasn't any worse than it was. I'm glad that I'm the only one that got hurt, and even the hurt that I did get, you know, wasn't any worse than it was. I've been not able to really use my left hand for the past week, but I mean, my blisters have popped. Speaking of the blisters popping, so I had gone to urgent care the next day because hello, I burnt my fingers really badly, and they had bubbled up a lot. So when I was at urgent care, the doctor was like, you know, make sure that you, once they pop, put on this special cream and just make sure that they're clean, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, cool, got it. And so once they popped, I was like, shit, well, I have to go ahead and remove all this excess skin so that I can actually put on the cream and there's no risk or like additional risk for infection. So on, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, that was when my blisters had popped. And so later that night, I went ahead and decided to trim the excess skin so that way I could go ahead and put on my burn cream and really wrap up my fingers good, so that way, you know, I can start that healing process, kick that burn out. I was trimming my excess skin with just, you know, little cuticle scissors, and the new skin on my ring and middle finger was super red. It was like shiny. Like you could tell that was some fresh ass skin. And apparently my mind did not like how that looked. And I almost fainted. So, mind you, I live by myself outside of my 2 cats. And I'm like, Nina, you cannot fucking pass out. It is just you, bitch. And I think at this point it was too late for me to like call someone. I'm like, look, you gotta stay on the phone with me. I'm not feeling good. But I powered through it. I had, anytime I'm about to faint, my body gets really, really hot and I start sweating bullets, and my mind gets really fuzzy along with my vision will like kind of start almost tunneling. Tunneling's not the correct word. It's more like things get real shimmery. And when I started feeling all of that going on, I just instantly started stripping off all my clothes, and I ran to the bathroom, and I was like, okay, you gotta chill, calm down, you need to cool off, relax, you're okay. So I'm sitting in my bathroom butt-ass naked, trying to calm myself down by myself. And where are my cats? Nowhere to be seen, because they're just like, what is mom going through? We're gonna let her handle that by herself. So, and you know what else I realized? During the whole craziness, my cats were nowhere to be found during this time frame. So if there's ever like an actual like worse fire, I have to go make sure I round up the cats, because they didn't try waking me up to warn me about the flames or the smoke. I don't know where Simba was. I don't know where Cheeto was. So I'm assuming Simba probably went under the bed, because that's like his safe spot whenever he's super freaked out. Cheeto, I can only assume that he was out here, because he usually sleeps on the couch or one of the chairs out here. But yeah, I'm glad that now I kind of know how they react, so that way I know how I need to react if something like this, God forbid, ever happens again. So I'm a-okay. Told my therapist all about it. And it was really dumb, stupid mistake that could have easily been avoided. So if anything you take from this, please keep a fucking eye on any flames that you have going on around you. Because ever since last week, I have been very vigilant about whatever flames pop up. Because I think I'm now traumatized. Love that for me. So that's been super fucking fun to deal with. But yeah, that's my story time regarding my fire accident last week. Hey, editing N9NA back. So we are at the part now where the screen recording had cut off, so I'm just going through the basics of our sim. So she's a party animal. She is also gregarious, non-committal, outgoing, along with cheerful. So for her first outfit here, we have something very close to what I wear in my day-to-day. I decided to allow her to not have glasses like I do. This is her formal wear, which I think is just chef's kiss. I ended up going with the Ariana type of ponytail instead. And then this is our sporty look, athletic look. Love a matching set. This is her sleepwear. Yet again, love a matching set. You won't catch her dead not looking cute. This is her party look. We like to keep things spicy, looking real, you trying to come at me, I'm gonna stab you. That's the vibes I get from Jupiter. This is her bikini look. This I am in love, and I want to get something like this for next year. And then for hot weather, I actually have a shirt really similar to this as well. So I'm getting some real life fashion influence from doing this, but I love that outfit. And then for her cold weather, for some reason she is totally giving me Ty from Clueless vibes with this look, which I just, again, more chef's kiss everywhere. But yeah, that's Jupiter Halloway. This is our sim, so I'm really excited to see what we do. So let me go ahead and hop back into previous me. I will go ahead and wrap up this video. So hopefully, I don't know what you could have learned from this, but hopefully it was something. Maybe don't be a dumbass bench with fire and flames, and just be safe, please. So if you've reached the end, I'm very glad that you made it through. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it, and I hope you've gotten a kick out of watching me play Sims. If you have any ideas regarding what to do with my Sims and their life, leave a suggestion or leave a comment down below. I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do with her is just kind of live her life. We're just gonna have her, we're just gonna be following her from this birth to her death, and this is my first time doing this, so we're figuring this out together, so please be patient. But yeah, like I said, if you have any suggestions, recommendations regarding what to do with my Sims, how their story should potentially go, let me know. This sim will be our sim. How about that? This is our sim. So just let me know what you think. make sure that you like and subscribe if you want to come hang out with me again, because I sure like to hang out with you guys. And outside of that, I hope you're staying well. I hope you're staying safe. And I love you bunches. So until next time, ta-ta.